Well, okay, no, I really do love that there's anal prolapses on your shirt.
Oh, you're welcome. I used to think that was called instant proposals. And then, down the line when I got older, I figured out that was prolapse.
Well, I mean, you did see your first anal prolapse and try to propose to the guy, so.
Not really. I really just wanted to fuck it. But
okay, let's start. 1, 2, 3.
Category is Bring It to the Runway. Category is stars, statements, and legends. What category are you walking?
3. Hi, you guys. Welcome back to a new episode and a new day. How are you today, Val?
I'm chill. How are you, Chris?
So sad. They're closing.
What the fuck were you sad?
Because they're closing bars left and right in LA, and it is a topic that I did want to kind of start off with. I know it's nothing Drag Race related. Well, actually, a lot of these places you can go watch Drag Race, and it's so much fun to do it there. So it's sad. Bullet, Redline are both really going through it. And Ego LA are really going through it, and they all have their own separate, fundraisers and GoFundMe's. So I would ask everybody, it's important to keep these bars open. And if you guys could pitch in a couple dollars, please do go to their Instagrams, find the links. I will try to put the links in the bottom in the description. Let's just try to do as much as we can to help these staples of our communities.
My home bar is Redline, and there's a lot of us drag queens and even leather community is dealing with loss of family and homes. So if you have it in your heart to donate 1, 5, 10, maybe $1,000 million, $100 million. Oh, it's a pinky. Go to their Instagram handles. The link will be in the description box below. And donate as much as you can because our bars are closing. Where am I going to get my whiskey?
You're such a dork. But yeah, that is important for us to spread the word.
Yeah, because us as queer people, we don't really have that many safe spaces. And when we do go to like the regular straight bars, it does seem a little bit ostracized. So understanding where our homes are being shut down, our places of work are being closed, our places where we found who we are present is getting knocked out one by one.
It's been hard for everybody, but it's specifically being hard for these small businesses that really don't have any support, hopefully we could all work together to help at least these little places, not go under. But in a happier note, let's kind of like talk about Drag Race for a little bit.
I mean, if we must.
If we must. Oh wait, no, before I forget, let's you guys, if you guys are watching this and you guys haven't subscribed and you guys haven't liked us, leave us a comment. Tell us your favorite bar. But yeah, follow us on Instagram too. My Instagram is Chris Diva.
My Instagram is Valerie Von Boom.
And let's get into it. So let's talk about today's episode or this week's episode. We had all the losers come back.
Yeah.
This was.
Well, I mean, do you really think they're losers? I don't think they're losers. I thought this episode was pretty great because it was a different type of energy. Girls coming in than the girls that had already won their first lip sync. Because this group is more like hungry for it. And I mean, especially Rosé, get to her later down the line. But I felt like this little episode was more of like kind of the better group, honestly. I mean, there's even Thompson, the other group. They're all great, but I feel like this group showed their skills and talents a lot more.
I think this is going to be the episode where we're going to disagree.
Good episode.
I think, I mean, and mind you, they are all the ones that lost the lip syncs, and so they are technically the losers. So I guess that is right. The other group was the winners because they did win. They were all the winners of their lip sync. Well, not Elliot with 2 T's, but
yeah.
But Elliot,
and at the time, no, because RuPaul was saying, "Hey, don't think of you guys as losers because you're still a winner. You're a winner, baby." Well,
yeah, they're winners for coming on the show, but I mean, every competition has its it's losers and it's winners. And yes, you win for being on the competition, but in the end of the day, they still lost their lip syncs. But so we have, the episode started with all the winners, how they named themselves, because they did all win the lip syncs. Kind of
Yeah.
just talking about how Godmick and Candy Muse thought that they were going to be in the bottom, but they weren't. And because Rue did a stunt and said they're all safe, and then we were going to have the two tops go off to win. And that's kind of how we were left off. We start this new episode with all the other girls walking into the workroom.
The trade of the seasons.
The trade of the season, how they say it. Do you feel like there's a trade of the season?
I mean, they're cute. I mean, they're not me, but cool. To each their own.
So okay, so I thought there was a trade of the season. There are a couple for sure. They're more handsome than the winners. But I guess if you're not a winner, you at least have to be handsome. You can't be a winner and handsome.
True. I know that for like a personal fact.
So they kind of all start, and they're talking about being in the workroom and how like you said, they had something to prove. They feel like they really do need to go in there and prove it all, right? Here's another thing, and this is why I kind of don't like these girls, but I get it. But they're all very sisterly. The first group, we had people coming for each other. We had more drama. This one, throughout the whole show, it kind of felt very sisterly, very kind of Drag Race, best friend race instead of Drag Race, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I guess I can see where you're coming from. I want to disagree wholeheartedly, because I think that it was a more sisterhood of the show, of this group, but at the same time, they had more time together in the way of like they went through the same thing. All their dreams were crushed in like 5 minutes of walking into the workroom.
Well, yeah, I mean, they went through the trauma. So then Rue walks in and tells them basically the same thing as last week. They're going to do 2 runways. They're going to have a lady and a vamp.
It's a regurgitation of last week's episode. First off, we have Kimora Hall being goddamn late to the runway. How does it take you 5 hours to paint?
She says that she needs to get into a mood. It's a whole ride for her.
I mean, yes, but also she did also mention that she typically just does drag, I'll say 2 or 3 times a month or something along those lines. I don't remember anything verbatim, but it's like, okay, well, maybe if she had more practice, it'll be a lot more faster. But still, girl, you're a Hall. You see Jada's fucking face in 15 minutes, and she looked kind of good. And you in 15 minutes is just like primer. But hey,
let's talk about the flux.
First up, bam, 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 we have Miss Denali. She's wearing like a sweetie blue cupcake type of dress with like a Tyra Sanchez lace up the leg. And I did not like it. It reminded me of like a Alaskan flambe or Alaskan. It's a cake. It's an ice cream cake that's on fire, because I didn't care for the hair. It looked kind of frothy and like, I don't know. It seemed like it was like her second choice for a runway look.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked the color.
She said it's supposed to represent the flower of Alaska, but I have a problem with Denali. Her hair is just always a little too much for me. But I mean, I'm a simple type of lady, as you can tell. But does she look good? Yes. Is her nude illusion a good nude illusion? Yes. Is her face beat? Yes. It's just, for me, it doesn't seem like this look really embodies what Denali is selling, you know?
But let's talk about her vamp look.
Her vamp look is it's gorgeous, honestly, to me. I think this is a beautiful, beautiful piece. I wrote down that she looks like Lumpy Space Princess, but like Victorian emo punk grunge.
Yeah.
Because it's a big like smoky type of a look, emo because it's black or transparent. And this could have also been used for her sheer runway.
Her runway, yeah.
And I feel like her runway was a poor choice.
Yeah, I actually love this. I think it was very different. I don't know. I actually was obsessed with this. I like the story behind it. I like, I think it was a cohesive story from like hair, makeup, glove, just everything worked together. I wish she would have kept the same energy for the lady look.
Yeah, it's like for a lady look, it seemed like she wasn't as 100% confident as she was in this vamp look. Her vamp look it's literally just a beautiful interpretation of like a Victorian crinoline with this sheer organza over the top of it and a good, beautiful draping. Yeah. This is how you do an asymmetrical draping across like a little corset, Elliot. You just do it so nice and simply. But I love this.
So let's talk about the next girl.
We don't have to.
No, here, talk about her, and then I'll tell you what I think after. No, go.
Okay, so next up we have Joey J, the quote unquote filler queen herself. She is wearing many shades of beige and browns, a faux fur jacket, vest, and no wig. If she had a wig on, it would have been more of a serve. In her photo, she has a different belt on. On the runway, her belt matched her boots. Mm-hmm. On the runway, the details to me weren't as prevalent. So in her photo, it's a nice little, what is it? Yeah, it's like a little chainmail type of dress with little chains draping on the sides with these kind of mauve rose, dusty color thigh-high boots with little pom-poms and this brown faux fur vest. Also, gloves. This is a weird storyline that she's trying to give. Is she trying to say that she's like pink, but as a mom? I don't get it. Like, who's this woman? Where is she going? What show is she doing? What song is she going to perform? I'm confused. And then her vamp look, again, details were not as big on the runway because I thought her catsuit was, opaque and not so transparent. I didn't see the detailing on the mid-thigh area. And I mean, she looks fucking amazing in her photo, but we all could look fucking amazing in photos.
It didn't read as well on the show that it reads better on pictures. I have the same issue with these two looks as I had with Lala Ree last week. They're very pedestrian. They're not runway. They are, walk around outfits. They're bar looks, but that's not even like, this is not
bad. It's just, this is Drag Race runway.
Yeah, but this is not even like a performance look. This is like the outfit you wear in the intermission to like go take pictures with people and have a couple of drinks. And like compare her to Lala Ree because they're like night look I'm liking, and it's giving me kind of I could work, like you said, they could do a pink song, they could do all these like songs. Their first looks are like very pedestrian, it's
lady.
Missing something. Yeah,
the edge.
Yeah, it's not a runway look.
No. Now we have Miss Ro fucking Zay. Now I'm going to start this off with, I was not caring for Rose, but she is bringing the fashion. She is giving me all that I want. She is currently wearing like this, a simple look, but because it's done so well and so brilliantly, and how she presented it on the runway is a beautiful journey that anyone can learn from Joey J. And she said it was a more interpretation of Moschino because it has like these geometric lines, it plays with silhouette, all this pop art type of coloring. And when she turned around, it said Ose. And then they're like, what is Ose? And then she pulls out her purse and it says Rose. That is how you become memorable.
Yep.
And I'm living. And then now, ooh, bitch. So she had to pull out a interpretation of Alexander McQueen Spring Summer 2013 Hive Goddamn Collection look. I'm done. I'm quitting drag. No, I'm not. But I really do love this look. It's a beautiful, like, vinyl bodysuit with a sweetheart neckline, this organza or like ruching on the sleeves that makes it very like voluminous and shows texture and movement. And then she has the big brim hat, and then the exposed crinoline or peignets, and then the sheer organza or chiffon draped right on the sides of her hips. It was beautifully done.
I loved. You see, she's in the wrong group. They should have sent her instead of Elliot Tees, and she would have fit in that runway, because this struggle bus of runways don't deserve having her in the middle of it. Like, she is one of the, like, her first look and her second look are amazing, are like right on par, with that first group.
Okay, I need for you to stop your ass right quick, because the next person, that. But look, last week the girls were giving fashion.
Yeah,
literally,
it's a runway.
This group were giving story.
Struggle bus.
Okay, come on, Chris, shut up. They're not that much of a struggle.
Yes, the one that's next, I like her look. It was nice. It was very mother of the bride instead of runway. And mind you,
hold on. Let's introduce her.
Okay.
Can we introduce her first?
Go.
Introduce it. It's mother of the bride. It's this and this. Next up, we have Miss Tamisha Iman. Tamisha Iman is wearing a quintessential church number for brunch. If you are just like, black. It's a matching top with a matching pant with a sheer cape. I personally love it. I would wear it. It's gorgeous. The color's good. Only thing that I would change, which I think a million people would also agree with, is the hair. I didn't care for the hair. And then her vamp look, again, is a full gown made out of hair with a rhinestone encrusted cuff, belt, and neckline. And all together, she's wearing about, she said, 80 inches of weave. And you're telling me,
okay,
no, you're telling me that's not, okay, cool. Gotcha.
What I'm saying is that one is good, but Rosé is the only one that had both looks kill. I like that church girl look. That's a great look, but that is not a runway look. Like we said last week, the prompt was runway, not, dynasty, not church, going to church, not like, like if it's runway, give me runway. That second look, that Elvira hair look, runway. Like, that is something that you would see someone put in the middle of a runway, and that was an amazing look. I love the references. I love the way the hair moved. I liked everything. But what I'm talking about is Rosé, which was surprising, which, like, you surprised me so much.
She was very surprising to me for that one as well.
Looks fit the prompt and did excellent. That's what some of these queens are doing one good look and then one throwaway look. We're expecting so much from them that they're even, especially because they, this is kind of like the let me redeem myself episode, that I was expecting so much more from all of them. I think to be honest, I think that's what's kind of like throwing me off from all of them, that I was expecting like this, like, fire that their looks are missing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, everyone else has their own take of their drag in a lady look and a vamp look. So that's why I'm not too let down by this.
Yeah.
Because even by the next person, which is Utica, has a storyline. And for a queen that makes all of her stuff herself, just like Tamisha, I'm more impressed. because I'm not sure if Rosé made all of her looks. Pretty sure she didn't. Utica is clearly wearing her interpretation of like, well, I'm going to call it a very cutesy, kind of candy gumball, pastel golf princess type of look. It's a mod style, very short mini skirt. She has the playpen balls from McDonald's, as she says. And I love it. I think it's very artsy. It's very whimsical. The colors are very nice. She is a very thin girl. Now, here's how her story continues. Because this is a bubblegum princess, right? Now she turns into fucking Rita Repulsa with all the balls distressed and crushed and destroyed. Like literally, how could you not enjoy that? Tell me, Chris.
So what was the prompt? Lady. I didn't get lady in that first one. I got okay, so I did get lady. I got crazy cat lady. I didn't necessarily get lady and fashion or high fashion or any type of fashion. I guess I mean circus fashion, sure. I just don't know. I for me it didn't do anything. Now her vamp look I loved, and I got how she was playing with the darkness and like seeing them side by side. Sure, that's a cute story. It wasn't the story I was expecting for the runway, because I feel like the first look was just not strong enough to carry both of them through, if that makes sense. That second look was, I mean, I loved it. It was shocking. It was different. It was like it really, like the minute she like turned in, you were like, whoa, you know, I loved it. It was just that first look that was kind of like, oh, yes. But let's talk about the next girl. The next girl, I actually liked both her looks.
Okay, I agree. Next up, we have Miss Kimora Hall. And again, if you notice in the runway, the lineup changed because the homegirl can't do her face quickly. But her first look, when I first saw her turn to the runway, she was wearing all white. So very virginal, very like, my husband went away to war and we just got married type of dealio. And I love that. And she said, I believe it was like a Dior new silhouette type of gig.
Yeah, very Kate Middleton.
Yes. Well, I mean, yeah, very Kate Middleton. She did say that because there's a fascinator, because they're fascinating. And her vamp look is a very strong, like 80s business attire, but I'm still sexy and I'm not afraid to show it. And I loved it. I just didn't care for the hair. And for me personally, I wet hair on a drag queen, to me, because I can't wear it, I don't like it.
And we've never said we're not biases.
But also, I think she had like a short little Linda Evangelista type of cut when she was one of the supermodels for Versace. That would have been a beautiful style, because I think her face could carry it, and this look is very referential to that.
So I love these two looks, but I do agree with the judges that these looks are amazing, and they would look as amazing from a hanger. She's just not in. There's no
energy behind it.
Yeah. So. And that's the only reason why. I mean, she's one of my faves. I love that she's wearing, you know, all designers, and that she's like really like has these amazing looks. It's just that I love the amazing looks. There's just no one behind. It's like basically a hanger walking around. So I can't, as much as I wanted to be her like fan, she's giving me no personality, and it's hurting so much. But you know, we see little glimpse of it, so we know it's there. She just needs to bring it more out, and these looks are amazing. Hard to judge them without her showing any personality with it.
She just needs to grow into it, and sooner or later, hopefully within the season, early on, probably like hopefully next episode, she grows into it and understands like, I am that bitch. And, you know, I am the most expensive. I am the glamorous. I am the one that you all want to steal from. You're welcome. But you can't fit it because I'm smaller than a sample size.
Exactly. And that's the conversation, you know, after the runway, that's the conversation they have. They kind of all get together and kind of like tell her like, hey, you need to like get yourself out of your head and know that you are valuable and you are doing amazing drag. And girl, stop taking 5 hours to get ready.
Yeah, we're rooting for you. We're all
rooting for you. You know, Tamisha, she does tell us that she has done over 200 contests.
200 pageants.
And that she's won
she 84, 89 titles.
95 of them, at least around 95 of them. And
she's done. Know. She's just like, yeah, about that many.
Yeah, and then she's done, like, she's had 30 years of drag under her belt.
Mm-hmm. And she has a legacy. She is the matriarch, the head of the Iman dynasty. And we all know, Candy fucking dropping from the ceiling on beat to Holding On For a Hero.
That video is amazing.
It's literally, it's kind of like, if you haven't seen it, you're not doing drag.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it,
that's
you don't
the level that you should be. And it's like, I'm not that flexible. So the queens found out that their main stage performance is to RuPaul's Phenomenon, where they have to write their own lyrics, come with their own choreography. And honestly, there's too many cooks in this kitchen. There is Rosé, that she is a choreographer. She's a dancer. She, you know, she created dance apparently. And then there's Denali, who is a choreographer, a figure skater, and actually trains people in dance in other ways. And then Joey J over here with her no wig wearing ass is just like, oh my God, I'm also a dancer. And it's like, okay, cool.
Just too many cooks. Like, this kitchen is like a small kitchen.
It's like that church cookout, but like all the church moms want to stay in the kitchen and be like, nah, you're not cooking this right.
But let's talk about the runway.
Runway, bring to the runway, runway, run, runway.
We're here, we're sheer, get used to it.
First, we have Denali. She is, again, wearing an Iris Van Herpen inspired garment. Now, again, like I said, her vamp look could have easily been used for this runway, because I thought it took more of a story. It was more grandiose and more runway present. Mm-hmm. But this is just like a knockoff in a way, because Iris Van Herpen used 3D printing, and how her garments move is more vibrating. And this is just like fabric swishing.
And she actually knows how to wear a ponytail without it looking like it was attacking her, like we had last week. You know, they're casual.
There's a thing when you get wigs, and if you have a long wig, or, you know, as I like to call them, like that whole stripper baddie fucking wig, where it's like ignorant as fuck, long to your fucking calves and ankles. Like, you have to wear it and try it out with.
Yeah.
But next up, we have a girl playing in fucking VHS H tapes. So yeah. It's Joey J wearing a sheer bodysuit with sequin fringe and elastic headband. My gripes with this is that it doesn't wow me. Like, you did exactly what Tina Burner did, but in reverse. And Ross told her, like, it was exciting when I first saw it, because it reminded me of Angina, which was like, oh my God, this is so edgy, so new. And then it's the second time, it's like, oh, okay. Third time, okay, girl. And then now it's like, I hope you have wigs. Yeah. I hope you have fucking wigs.
Your hats, per se, should add to your outfits. Mm-hmm. But and we've talked about this even with Queens This Look, sometimes their hair just doesn't add anything to the look. If they would just do a little bit more, that adds to the look. And with Joey, it feels like it really takes away from the look. The look looks so much better if it had whatever type of hair. And I feel like that's what she's doing. A lot of these looks are actually good looks. I like this runway look. If it had hair and hair that went with it, I think it would add that extra
Oomph.
to it. Low key, Joey out of drag makes it the trade of the season. He is the trade of the season. I think he's so cute outside of drag. But that's not here nor there. Let's talk about
I mean,
Rose.
next up we have Lumpy Space Princess, but going to like prom or K-pop dance video. Literally, this is too much. I like the look. Let me say that first. The details in it is beautiful and impeccable. But on the runways, very similar to Joy J, the details were lost. So it just looked very muddled and messy. The sleeves were very huge. The dress looked like it was a little bit baggy, but it wasn't baggy. It made her look bigger than she was. The hair was a choice. To each their own. It's a beautiful garment. It looks like it's made very, very well because, money. And she clearly has money for like these other runway looks. So, hey, spend that coin, girl, sis. Bam.
Yeah, I like the looks. They were this one was it wasn't the best look. It was a good look. It was safe. I mean, once you get the three looks side like next to next, yeah, it's like a real good three looks. The only thing I did not like about this one is when she walked in, the sleeves were like up here. And then the more she walked, the sleeves became like handcuffs. And it's like the more she moved in it, like the more it went down. I think that was just more about like getting a tighter fit on them because they just for sure gravitated down.
Yeah, I mean, when you have like I believe it was like a sheer mesh on the sleeve, that stretches. That's a given. And when you have all the weight of literally, you can think that organza doesn't weigh a lot, but when you have at least 18 layers, and it's all gathered with like a nice, beautiful trim, by the way, very, it gets heavy. Next, we have Miss Tamisha Iman being the baddest bitch that she is. Okay, I don't know. I'm just I have my little crush on her, not like that, but it's like. I love her because her energy is just so pure and caring and giving. And it didn't seem like they haven't pushed a storyline with her yet. But she's wearing by herself. She made this a sheer champagne sparkle glitter gown with this asymmetrical, like ornate piece that jets off of her body from a belt. Her face is beautiful. Her hair is lovely. And it's like, girl, black don't crack, obviously, because after chemo, she's 49 and she looks that good.
Yeah.
Or maybe Krylon is just really good. I don't know.
It's a good look. I like the look. And I think, Ru has talked to, but, Ru has talked about like not wanting, like, don't come for safe. You want to be the best.
So the only other person RuPaul has ever said, I love this gown, too, has been Tyra Sanchez. In that, I believe it was a seafoam green gown that everybody just died for. The second season, I think that's a good track record for.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, there's good taste, and I think it even made it easier. It made it not easier, but it was good after having those looks that came before. It was like, oh wow, this is like a great look, knowing that she did it on her own. Even adds that like extra, which she was safe. And I mean, we talked about it like last week. When that's the thing too. When we start putting all these queens together, it's gonna be safe. Is not gonna be enough. And if in between all these safe girls, you're still safe, it's gonna really affect you when you're in the middle of all the other girls that have.
Yeah, but I think Michelle told her, like, you are basically amazing and great, but you weren't giving your 100%.
Yeah.
So I think when she sees the other competition, sees that her daughter's in this, knows that everyone knows who the fuck she is, it's going to light that fire.
No, yeah, no, I get it. No, and I get it. I guess for me, it's just because this episode has been the one that has been set as the redemption episode.
Yeah.
There has been no redemption for besides Rose. I feel like redemption really is something that the girls didn't all get.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I agree with you on that one. Only one that didn't get redemption was Kimora, but that's her fault. But next up we have Utica. And I mean, I don't really know how to describe this other than it's just a beautiful fucking piece. It reminds me of like a fashion illustrator, like fresh out of college. And it's like, oh my God, I'm going to do this watercolor illustration. It's going to be beautiful. It's a balance of fire and ice. And I love it. I think it's beautiful. It's airy. It's very, I mean, her makeup went with the story. Her garment is beautiful. I like it.
Yeah, it's very Stevie Nicks. Very, I forget the name of the girl from The Coven.
Yeah.
You know, like the one that when you set the swamp, kind of reminded me of that girl, you know, from The Coven.
Yeah.
You know, yes, very Stevie Nicks, very that. It was a good look. It was, I liked all the different colors, and I liked the black, and then like the kind of, whenever she would move, like the revealing of like the colors. And
yeah,
you know, I think Ross said it just looked like big handkerchiefs, like just flowing off of her. But which I don't know, I loved. You see, this is weird and abstract and like not the usual, but it's so pretty to me that like I wish she would have done something like this for her like lady look, and it would have, like, this one would have been a great lady look.
So we have Kimora Hall, and again, okay, Kimora has this thing about Mackie, and I'm not hating it. I love it. I think it's amazing. But and Bob Mackie actually reposted her photo on his own page. So I was like, oh my God, look at her. But I mean, it's a beautiful, beautifully fitted cat suit with like this big cape with like the little appliques all throughout it. Her hair is huge. Honestly, I would have preferred her just doing just a sleek, bone straight blonde. No,
just no, because I could tell that this is what she likes to do. She likes that over the, like, that Lady Bunny kind of like out of control, like out of, like, it's not even proportioned anymore. It's like, just looks like a helmet.
But she also has like these hubcaps on her ears, and Ross told her that she has the strongest earlobes. And I mean, honestly, I know how that feels. I have like these earrings, and they're like huge. Like, look at this.
Yeah.
And I hate wearing them because I crazy glue them onto my ear. And I know she probably crazy glued these onto her ear. So I mean, either they're like literally resting, or she pinned them to the wig, or she just really has some strong ass earlobes.
Yeah, so I like the look. It's another. I mean, you see, like, this is my whole issue.
There's no wrong runway.
This is the whole thing with this whole episode. All these girls for me were just safe. There wasn't anything super like, oh my God, I'm gagging. Like, I can't wait to like talk about this. All of these were like very cute looks, very safe looks. These girls are all losers who are coming back to prove that they should belong on the show. And they said it. They multiply, like, a lot of times in this episode, they were like, oh, we're here to prove that we should be here. We're here to prove, we're here to like validate, we're here. And then they bring all these looks that are like, cute, thank you. Bring back my girls.
Okay, well, I guess if that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. We have difference of opinions. Yeah, I think with this group, I understand where you're coming from. Like, yeah, there weren't really many looks that sung or many people that stood out.
Yeah.
It's the third episode, but
Yeah.
think about it like this: it's a way for us as the audience and the viewers
To get to know them a
get
little
to
bit better.
know the queens, because I mean, nobody really cared for Magnolia Crawford, and I loved her.
To your point, I guess that they're trying to introduce the queens a little bit more. I'm okay with not knowing these queens. I'm okay with just meeting the first queens, and maybe what they should have just done is erased episode 3 and just fast forward us to episode 4, because for me it didn't really, like I said, I don't remember the song. It wasn't like interesting enough. The only looks that I do remember are Rosé's that vampire hair look, because it was so amazing, and Utica's like scary witch one. Those are the only ones that are memorable to me. And I could go down the list, like as bad as like Candy's was. I remember Candy's. I remember and stand out more. We'll see what happens. I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll, next week we will get all the queens put together. From these queens, we did get Rosé and Delani as the top 2, and obviously, like we saw last week, they both have to lip sync to see who's gonna win $5.
$5,000.
$5 and be the only top, because there could only be one top. There can't be 2. And I think that's rubbish.
That's how gangbang works.
And they do Britney Spears, If You Seek Amy.
When they started, I was excited. Like, oh, you go. What did you think of it?
You go, because
okay.
I am gonna so disagree with everything that you said, and I think this episode has been me of disagreeing with everything you say.
It has.
These are your favorite group of girls?
And they're not. I will not.
Mine.
I'm not going to say they're my favorite group of girls. They are the group of girls that I didn't expect to have this turnaround, like you wouldn't think that Rosé would have brought this Alexander McQueen and Moschino looks. You wouldn't think Denali was going to bring this blue IKEA bag but fashion and this lumpy emo space princess. Like you wouldn't expect. This group had a turnaround. It had more of a story and an arc for me. That's why I enjoyed it. And the looks were just, to me, on a different level. But back to lip sync, I loved it. Only Denali's part. Because Rosé, I would have thought she would have killed it, but she didn't know the words and she did some spins, and yeah, it was just very and Denali, like if she didn't have those ice skates on, baby, Lala Ree would have been gone. She would have been in that in the pork chop lounge, dock with her mama.
I want to be nice.
Don't be mean. Be mean. Be honest.
So I have seen this song be performed at bars, and I have maybe like 3 other performances that I rather remember than this one, and that I will remember more than this one. They're just not. Yeah, it wasn't memorable. They at some point they both obviously know the choreography of the song because they both started doing it side by side, and it was just like cute. It was just. I mean, even if you know that all the girls are going to do that, it does not look cute when there's 2 of them doing the same choreography,
but
at the same time.
One honestly looked a lot better than the other.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, we're talking about like 3s. There was a 4, and she's the one that won. It for me, like the lip sync. Like I said, this episode for me has just been a struggle bus. So I'm so happy they did this song this episode, because, like I said, I could remember other performances for this song and just forget about this one. I would have been so mad if they would have ruined the Dua Lipa song with these 2 girls. So yeah, Denali won, and we see a little preview for the next episode, and we find out that all the girls are gonna come back together, and they're gonna the competition actually starts. So thank you everybody for coming to another episode. I am Chris again, and this is Valerie.
Oh, okay. I was going to say it myself because, you know, I can use words, kind of, allegedly. But no.
You can't
Thank you
use
guys for
words.
watching. I'm Valerie. Like, comment, subscribe.
So the question of the week is, tell us your home bar and tell us any
Yes.
experience that you've had at your home bar. And if you've seen Valerie perform, tell us how that gave you nightmares.
I watch myself perform and I just want to be like, girl, you should really just stop while you're ahead. But, you know.
Well, thank you so much. Have a great night. Bye.
Ay, con Dios, tengo un buen día.
Category is Bring It to the Runway. Category is